So Eric, tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Sure. So my name is Eric Masters. I'm currently the VP of Marketing and Customer Relations at a local healthcare IT company called CareAnywhere. I've been in marketing for over 15 years, have my MBA from the Wharton School, and am a Philadelphia guy through and through.
What are a couple of the lessons you learned from that really great foundational experience that you use today?
Yeah, so a couple lessons. Number one, that people think of marketing a lot as art, but in actuality it really is a lot of science. And to be a great marketer, you have to understand the data, and you have to understand what the market tells you. And the more data you have to understand the market, the better you're going to be. So that's lesson number one. Lesson number two is that once you have the data and can boil it down to insights, because there's a big difference between having lots and lots of numbers and understanding the insights behind what those numbers tell you, then having a plan and a set of actions to what you're trying to accomplish based on that data would be the second main lesson.
One's not a marketer. What do they need to understand about marketing themselves in their career, whether they're in transition, whether they're growing with their company? What are some of the lessons that you learned in transition?
Well, I think from a transition standpoint, there's probably some principles of marketing that can apply to anybody. And in transition, I think what I would encourage folks to think about is, number one, who's my target? So the same way that brands or products have a target, so do people have a target as to who's going to buy them or who's going to hire them. Within that target, then, what's your brand or what's your value proposition that is unique to you that you're going to bring to them? And that brand and that value proposition is probably made up of all the things that you've specifically done in the past and what you do differently than everybody else who's out there. And then the third thing I would encourage folks to think about, that is once again kind of a marketing principle that anybody can apply, is if this is my target, this is my brand, what are the different channels and what are the different ways that I'm going to communicate my message, I'm going to get in front of my target, and that I'm going to help them understand who I am and what value I can bring to their organization.
You get the last word today. Any other words of wisdom for people that are perhaps struggling in their transition and need a boost mentally? What should they keep in mind, whether they're, it seems tough and they seem needy, but what kind of mindset should they have as they move positively forward in their career at the executive level or really any level?
Well, I guess there's a couple things I would recommend to folks. I mean, the difference between a wish and a plan is having actions, and people need to have the actions to support their plan in transition. Otherwise, it's just a wish. I wish I get a job, or I hope I get a job. And I think, as I said, for me, applying those marketing principles of targeting, branding, and channels really helped me build out that action plan. And then I think, secondly, to try and always keep that positive attitude and that positive approach, be confident in who you are and what you can bring to a prospective customer or client. People want to be around positive people who bring energy, people who are going to help them achieve their goals as well. And so always just keeping that in mind. And then thirdly, just realizing that, as you alluded to, John, it just takes one opportunity. And there may be opportunities along the way to give back and to grow and to learn through volunteering or through consulting and other things like that. And it just takes one opportunity to turn into a full-time position.